What's going on, guys? Welcome back to some more Avatar Standard. And boy, I hope you are not sick of Badgermole Cub yet, because we have a lot of decks featuring this card. It just so happens that this probably is the best card in the standard format right now, and we are going to be utilizing it in a little bit of a different shell that you may not have seen before, and that one is Insidious Roots. So, the concept of this deck is, well, Badgermole Cub and a bunch of mana dorks. I'm sure you've seen this before. Badgermole Cub gives you access to a boatload of extra mana when you pair it with stuff like Gene Pollinator and Llanowar Elves. And the Insidious Roots deck also happens to have an additional mana dork in the form of Molt Tender, which is a card that lets you, mill yourself for one, and then you can also tap it to exile a card from your graveyard to make mana. Well, now that we have 12 mana dorks with Badgermole Cub as opposed to the normal 8, we can go a little bit bigger with Badgermole Cub. Now, what I mean by bigger is not necessarily, again, like people think Craterhoof and Vaultborn Tyrant and all that stuff. No, not exactly. So Insidious Roots, this is the card that this deck is sort of built around. If you haven't seen this card, it pays you off for exiling or moving creatures out of your graveyard into various zones, whether that be your hand or exile. Either way, whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, you make an 0/1 plant, and then importantly, you put a +1/+1 counter on each plant you control. Now, without cheating, I would like you to put in the comments section your guess on what creature type you think Ouroboros is. Well, if you guessed plant worm, you would be correct. So Insidious Roots, every single time you exile a card from your graveyard, you not only put a counter on the Insidious Roots tokens, but you can also put a counter on Ouroboros. And what that allows you to do is go very, very large. And the concept of just having a bunch of extra mana allows you to have turns where you can go Insidious Roots into Ouroboros, and hell, maybe you even have mana left over to trigger the Insidious Roots that turn, put a counter on the Ouroboros, and then just completely pop off from there. You have Scavenging Ooze, which can exile cards from your graveyard to put counters on it. Esper Origins doesn't trigger the roots itself, but is something good that you can mill over with either Molt Tender or Dredger's Insight. The aforementioned Insight to, help find your pieces, whatever you're missing, and give you a little bit of life along the way. The aforementioned Ouroboros, even though it looks kind of weird in an Insidious Roots deck, a lot of people associate Insidious Roots with combo, where you're trying to amass a battlefield, combo it with Tyvar, and play Cauldron and Thrillseeker and all this stuff. And the reality is you can kind of just go beatdown mode with it, and that's what's going on here. Balemercs, more consistent ways to find your Badgermole Cubs or your Ouroboros. And I included a couple of Lively Dirges in this deck. The initial list that I found didn't have this card, but I've been kind of on this kick lately where if, depending on when this goes up, I'd played a little bit with another Golgari Ouroboros deck, which was playing Cub, Elf, Gene Pollinator, Ouroboros, and 4 copies of Lively Dirge. And the way that I kind of look at it is, if you think about it this way, Lively Dirge, you spend 5 mana and you put an Ouroboros from your deck into play, because you search for the Roid, put it into the graveyard, then return it. It's kind of just like Green Sun Zenith, where for 5 mana, you put a 4-drop directly from your deck into play. But it also has some utility where if you already have a Cub in the graveyard, you can search up a second Cub and then return both Cubs to the battlefield, because it says total mana value 4 or less. So it's even a little bit more flexible in that regard. You can just pay 4 mana to return. You don't even need to, spree the additional 1 to search your library and put it into the graveyard. So, a lot of flexibility. And again, because of how powerful Ouroboros is when you're accelerating it with Cub, you really just want more copies of Ouroboros, and that's kind of what this is. Nothing too crazy in the mana base. And then the sideboard, trying out Ancient Vendetta as a weird anti-combo card that's good against Omniscience. I think it's good against the Bant Appa combo, but I'm not positive. Unholy Annex is kind of your plan B against control decks. You got Karsi for aggro, Duress to take their sweepers, so on and so forth. So that's kind of the concept of the deck. Again, really just sort of trying every single color combination under the sun with Badgermole Cub and seeing what sticks. By the time this video goes out, I may have already tried every color combination, so not really sure which one's the best, but all I know is that as long as you have this card in your deck, you're probably doing okay in Standard. So without further ado, I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Just like some way to be like, hey, you know, you're really sure you want to do that? Are you really sure? I mean, I'm going to keep this hand. These could be a payoff over dirt. I guess you can pick up Luis off Baelmerk. And I mean, if you have a Cub and 12 mana dorks, like Luis is not completely outside of the realm of possibility. It could be something worth considering. The other thing that I'm kind of worried about this deck is I don't know if there's enough stuff that actually triggers roots. There's what, 4, 6, 10, 12, 16? I mean, I don't know what the composition of roots decks usually looks like, but I feel like 16 is kind of low. Simic Lessons, what? Teamer Lessons. Oh, are they I wonder if they're doing the Iroh combo deck with Iroh and Artist Talent. I really hope they are. I've wanted to see that deck in action. Cottage with Earthbend. Does that work? Because isn't it when the cottage comes back into play, it's no longer a land? I'm not sure that works. Oh, the attack trigger. Yeah. Actually, that's kind of cool, right? Because you can animate the cottage for 2 mana with the Cub, and then that would trigger the roots. That could be an idea. Just like a couple of cottages. That is one thing that I've really, really liked over like all the different Cub decks that I've played is the interaction between Cub and creature lands, like Cub and the Restless Lands. Just being able to animate the Restless Lands for 2 mana and not have to pay the additional mana to get the attack trigger. I thought that was kind of cool. Hmm. 2 mana draw 3, huh? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Is a 2 mana draw 3 good? Well, I can't beat a 2/4. Dragonfly Swarm. Okay. I'm just waiting for this Roots to do anything. I know that the card, like, I can read the card and I see that it has text on it, but I'm not actually convinced that that text is real. Not yet, at least. Ooh, okay. It might do something now. It's not perfect, but... Go here. And then... attack with these two, hold up Tender. I mean, maybe if we can draw an Ouroboros next turn. Like that bluff attack right there. It's an easy 4 damage. Alright, I yield. I yield. Okay. So... Duress. Still, I mean, Still didn't see a ton of their deck. Do I want Ooze, maybe? Ooze to, like, mess with the graveyard for Wisdom and Combustion. I maybe want these Oozes. How about destroy target creature with power 3 or less? I guess I need this for the 5 mana destroy the dragon back. Maybe Dirge can go. Dirge can go and then trim like a mana dork, maybe. Trim a mana dork for a Skooz. I don't think I want Ancient Vendetta against them. Man, I'm keeping. Hand has Badger, therefore easy win. I don't know what other spell I want to play here. Could go Baelmerk and look for an Ouroboros. Could also just go Elf here to make 6-7 mana next turn. Don't say it, chap. Don't say it. Let's go Elf. Don't say it. Don't you dare. Nope. 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 I didn't say it. I definitely did not say it. It's a Cub down. Dude, Exile is so tilting. Why does this have to exile? Why exile? It's rude. Go Baelmerk and try to find another Cub. Sounds about right. It's rough, buddy. That is, in fact, rough, buddy. I milled 3 lands, too. Could've used one of those lands. Could've used one of those lands. That's what I'm saying, man. The exile is so annoying. I guess... I mean, dude, I gotta find lands. Alright, land secured. And hold up a Skooz activation. Play Moltender. Leave the Gene untapped. I don't have a... If I had a Cub, I wouldn't need to find lands, but... Cycle of Renewal. Opponent's ramping. Yeah, they're doing Dragonback stuff. Look, I can't beat a Dragonback Assault. I'm just gonna assume that they don't have it in hand. Because if they do, I probably can't win anyways. But what if they didn't have it in hand? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because we can win if they don't have it. Should have done this before the spell resolve. That was stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dude, I don't even know if either of these matter. I don't really know what I'm looking for at this point. But I don't think it's those. Okay. Alright, what if they just didn't have Dragonback Assault? I think we can dodge. Never mind. Actually, we can't dodge. I mean, I'm selling something, but it's definitely not it. Okay. The sand plays. The sand plays. Got a little elf, got the roots, got the Bailmerk to trigger the roots. The boomerang. The boomerang. Molt Tender. I mean, I feel like a resolved roots has to be just insane against blue-black, right? Like they can't. I mean, I guess they can boomerang it over and over again, but I'm just gonna replay it. Yeah, they don't even bother with that. Yeah, Raven Eagle could be okay. Raven Eagle is like a way to both trigger roots and something to do with the extra Cub mana. That could be all right. All right, give me an insight here. I think I'm just gonna go double insight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, give me the roid. Roid. Huge. See, now we're popping off. Oh, he's cooking now. Oh, he is cooking now. Opponent, I kindly request that you tap out this turn. Would you please do that for me? Well, I was kind of joking, but didn't think they would actually tap out this turn. Just don't die. Oh, I'm not gonna die. All right. How much of a turn can I have here? So we go Cub. Cub, animate, marsh. Now I have 8 mana. So let's go. I guess we'll do this for a Bailmerk. Trying to find second Cub. Oh, we have second Cub. Is that... Okay. I was going to say, is that better than taking the other Orboroid, but it turns out it just didn't matter. All right, they're off it. Yeah, is that enough? I guess it is. I guess it's enough. All right, what do we want against blue-black bounce? I mean, they have a lot of good duress targets, right? Storm Chasers, Kurik, Boomerang Basics. Duress could be okay. Carsey, kind of whatever. Vendetta, Annex. This could be an Annex matchup. Although Annex is not very good against Boomerang, because they just bounce the 6/6. What's Vendetta for? So the list that I copied from Oaf McNamara, because Oaf, I think it was like top 16 of a challenge. The list that I copied had Torpor Orb, but I didn't really think the Torpor Orbs made sense because of like Bailmerk, Stormbrood, Badgermole Cub, so I cut the Torpor Orbs for Vendettas for the Bant Appa combo deck. But yeah, it's also good against Reanimator. There's some other random matchups where it's good. But I think it's mostly there for the Bant deck. Cutting some combination of these cards. Do something like this, maybe. Try that. Is Black Sun good versus the tokens? Potentially. I guess we can Black Sun for 0. Maybe that is good. You just Black Sun for 0 to clean the tokens. I guess it's a little awkward with Roots tokens, but it might still be worth it. Airbnb, that's pretty good. Probably Tender first. I'm at the mall, Tender. Alright, whatever you do, do not pierce my spell. Thank you. Just gotta ask nicely. Go Insight first. Ooh. I'll take that, thank you very much. Okay, this deck kind of rules. I'm in. I'm in. I don't know if I've told you this yet, but I am in. Oh my goodness. So, 1, 2, 3. I guess we just play it tapped, right? We can't really do anything with the mana this turn. So, 1, 2, animate, tap for 2, second cub here, then I have 3 mana. Yeah. So we just do it tapped. What if I just didn't play the other cub? What if I did this? So they might have a second Wrath. God, it's actually wild how much Cub pops off with Roots. Just every single token that you make gets to tap for 2 mana. It's actually kind of wild. What's my opinion on the Pixie deck being back in the format? I think it's fine. We played the blue-black deck yesterday, and I thought it was really good. I think it's also pretty decent against the Simic decks, because it's like one of the few decks that can actually play enough cheap kill spells to keep up with Simic. So I think it's good. I like that it exists. I have a Cub in the grave. So wait, I can just do this first, right? And then have 5 mana. So we go Cub, animate, and then go fully kick Dirge. Wait. Oh, I can't count. I'm stupid. I can't count at all. I thought I had 1 more mana. I guess we can just do this then, and then make 2 more tokens. Yeah, I thought I had 1 more mana than I did. The Legend of Gurik. Alright, got a song request from Septimus in the queue. Yeah, what's 9 plus 10? 21. You're just dead, right? The answer is yes. They are just dead. And maybe there's ways for the blue-white tempo deck to be better against Simic. You know, more Wraths, main deck Seam Rips, but the list that we were playing that just had a bunch of 3-drops and 2 mana counter spells, if you're on the draw and your opponent plays an elf, like the game is just immediately over. So that's my thoughts on the blue-white deck. Honestly, I think the biggest answer might just be Wraths. The Avatar's Wrath was really, really good when we played that card. Yeah, that is probably the single like one of the cards that is like one of the best possible cards you can play against Simic, I think, is the Avatar's Wrath. That card is really good. And most of the decks that want to play Avatar's Wrath can also synergize with it, where they're playing a bunch of creatures that have enter the battlefield abilities. So the Wrath is not only, you know, kill all your stuff and time walk you, but also re-trigger all of my ETBs. And just that card does so much. So much blue-white today, holy shit. I can't remember the last time we played against this much blue-white. The problem I have with Day of Black Sun is if you don't cast it on curve, it's very easy for them to get an Ouroboros in play before you get to your third turn. So, like, if they have an Ouroboros in play, it's very difficult for you to line up a Black Sun that is, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what you see what I'm getting at? It's like, it's hard for the Black Sun to get, you don't have enough time to be able to kill the Ouroboros with it. Rose, thank you for the 16. Are we going cubbin? Are we going clubbin? I think we're going clubbin. I wish I had a land here, but... Try and get a land off this. I mean, I guess taking Cub is also pretty good. It's really dicey if they have land plus Stark Age, though. Do you think they have Stark Age? All right, type 1 in the chat if you think my opponent has Pinnacle Stark Age in their hand. See how many ones. All right, I saw a single 2, and I immediately said that was good enough for me. 1-2 is good enough. Look, the good news is if they don't have it, they're fucking... Well, they're not dead, but...
That's rough, buddy.
Okay, well... Did not work out very well for me, huh? That did not work out well at all for me. That was pretty bad, I would say. Mm-hmm. I have 3 mana. What the hell can I do with 3 mana? I mean, I guess I can... I guess I can activate Ooze and make a Roots token. Kind of have to, right? And just hope that we can untap with 5 mana now. So many Azorius decks today, my goodness. It's not good for my mentals. Okay, so this matchup, let's do Duress. Choose a card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. I mean, Pinnacle Stark Age is a card name. It is a legal target for Ancient Vendetta. That is, in fact, the name of a card. Avatar Vendetta. It is. I don't think I'm gonna board it in though. I think it's kind of eh. Because like the problem with Vendetta is what like if I name Star Cage, they can still just go. They can curve Synthesizer into Battlefront, make a bunch of tokens, and that's still pretty bad for me. You know, even if I name Star Cage, do they have win cons outside of Synth? I guess they can Star Cage to make a bunch of tutus. But I think most of the time, if I'm casting this, I'm going to name Star Cage and not Synth. Right? I'm just going to do this. I don't think it's worth it. Like, if you name Synthesizer, they're, you know, they just use their other cards to, like, you know, control the game, and it's still very hard for you to, you know what I mean? I don't think that's worth it. You kind of only want it against, like, very dedicated combo decks, which is not what our opponent's doing. Triple spell on turn 2 is kind of nice. What you got over there, OP? Oh. I'm looking at this brick. I'm staring at these bricks, and I'm just, you know... God, I want to take it so bad. I know it's the greedy line, but, like... It's between these two, for sure. Opie, you would tell me if there was a land on top, right? You would tell me that? Alright, I'll make the discipline play. Also known as the boring play. I mean, it's the correct play, you know? It is certainly the correct play. He rotated back to Cub. Yeah, I couldn't win with anything else. I can't even win with the Cub decks, to be honest with you, but... Alright. Don't tell me that you drew another copy of Split Up. I know you didn't do that. Ooh. I mean, I'm not gonna not cast it. Sure would have been nice if they didn't gain 5 extra life. They can make a blocker. Was it greedy to cast the second Ouroboros? Maybe it was. Okay, it actually wasn't. I've confirmed that it was not greedy to cast the second Ouroboros. I don't think it was. Everyone says it's unbeatable and has to be banned yesterday. The card's good. I'm not trying to tell you the card's bad. And no, I'm not saying that I couldn't win with Cub. I'm saying that I couldn't win with anything else. That's why we switched back to Cub. Don't get it twisted, you know. Don't quote me out of context like you always do. And by you, I mean, you know, most chatters who always quote me out of context. This hand kind of sucks. Yeah, look, man, Cup is good. Don't get me wrong. Obviously it's a very, very powerful card, but I'm not on the, ban this immediately train. I just want to play a fun standard format, and I feel like standard is finally good again after it's been horrible for the past 9 months. And also it's just, it's only a week and a half old, 2 weeks. Like, they just kind of give it time, People love to jump to conclusions so fast. Like, you gotta let it simmer a little bit. Rome wasn't built in a day. And neither was post-Avatar standard. I guess that is a good point. I say it's only been 2 weeks, but given how fast the release cycle is, 2 weeks is actually kind of an eternity. You do bring up a very, very valid point. Because it feels like in a week's time we're going to start getting Lorwyn previews. Or actually, we already have Lorwyn previews, don't we? Look, as long as there's a as long as there is a 1-mana changeling in Lorwyn, I will be the happiest motherfucker alive. All I want. 1 mana, 1/1 changeling, no other abilities. That's all you got to give me. I'm a simple man, you know. Okay, so I have 6 mana. What can I do with 6 mana? Not really that much, I guess. I could play an Ouroboros, which I guess I will do, but I can't do much else. I can blow up my own thing. Is it better to cast Ouroboros or kill the synth? What do we think, chat? Ouroboros or blow up synth? Probably kill synth, right? Yeah, it's probably kill synth. Alright, fine. I'll kill synth. I mean, this line's pretty horrible if they have a split up, because then I can't cast the Void next turn, but it does buy me a good amount of time. Yeah, I guess I could also wait for Cage. But I don't know, if I wait for Cage, like, they cage me, then I Stormbird the cage, they still have the other token. Like, it's still pretty bad for me, you know? Can't do much with that. And a mana dork, I guess? I guess I'll take a mana dork. I don't feel like I'm in a good position this game, though. What do I want the Changeling for? What was the deck the other day where we wanted Changeling? Oh, Allies. Because you just need a 1-drop. Like, you just need a functioning 1-drop. I saw somebody playing an Allies deck with Gran, which I kind of forgot Gran was an ally, but it kind of makes sense. I don't hate that. All right. Send it. Allies have 2 good 1-drops? Right, but I'm saying they need a 3rd one. Because the cards that you want to play in the Allies decks require a very, very high density of 1-drops, and I just don't think we're there yet. You know, you have the Earthen Ally and the Protectors, but other than that, you have to play some real stinkers. You got to play like Gran or one of the Momos, which these cards are fine, but, you know. They're legendary and etc. etc. They have their own problems. Yeah, you can look at it in chat. Take a look at it. All right, I yield. I fold. Okay. Well, I mean, this hand's gonna do a lot of winning, I think. Watery Grave. Yeah, the blue-white artifact decks are really good against Cub. Just Pinnacle Starcage. Okay. Not a kill spell, which is good. Ooh, that's a fantastic hit. That is a phenomenal hit. GG. I mean, even if they kill the Cub, it's like kind of whatever, right? Esper Pixie. I'm losing so many points spinning on you. Well, you could just... I have an easy suggestion to acquire more points. How about you just bet against me? Could just do that, you know? Because then you're almost guaranteed to get your money back at that point. Alright, we're definitely getting back Cub, right? Yeah, so let's just go... this into Moltender. They killed a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's not enough, though. They needed to kill more stuff. Because I'm still going to have 10 mana next turn. They sure did kill a lot of stuff, but they're going to need to kill a lot more stuff. Alright, was this list that Shababa sent? Protector, Earthen, Voyager, Badgermole Cub, Divine Guide. See, only 2 Lieutenants seems insane to me. I always thought that was the best ally card. And Katara, Zuko. Because, like, I kind of think you just want to build it more aggressive with 4 Lieutenant and 4 Protester. In my experience, those were the 2 best ally cards, was Protester and Lieutenant. But that's part of the reason why I think you just need to play more 1-drops. Because if you're trying to build the deck around the most powerful cards, which in my estimation are those 2 cards, then those cards require a ton of 1-drops in order to actually make them good, you know what I mean? You know what's unfortunate? I actually can't trigger... Oh, no, I can trigger it. Okay, so we go 2, 4, play the Roid, and then I go exile, make a green, exile this, counter, and then play Origins from the grave. I'll keep another one of those, if you insist. Nah, come back! Come back! Ripozo. That's rough, buddy. Man, when you get to do the thing with Ouroboros plus Insidious Roots, it's kinda silly. It is pretty silly. Alright, Esper Pixie, huh? Esper Pixie. I think just Duress is good. Yeah, I mean, yes, it is kind of slow against Simic, but I feel like that's maybe your only chance against them. You know what? You know what's a good shout out for a card in Allies that you might want to play against Simic? Which, it might sound a little crazy, but the 3-mana 3/3 ally that FTK is a creature, or it's like a, not an FTK, but it's like Oblivion Ring a creature. I think that card could be okay. Although I think it only hits 3 or more, so I think it might only be good against the Ouroboros themselves. Yeah, the Jailer. Yeah, actually, maybe it's not that good, because it only hits 3 or more. Yeah, maybe it's not good enough. I guess Aang is still decent against Simic. Like, that's a way to at least buy yourself a turn sometimes, right? Rest in peace. Well. Huh. I sure didn't think about that card. That's rough, buddy. Well, I guess I hope I draw Ouroboros. Does Bale and the Haymaker work with Cub? RGW, tap 2 untap tokens, add 1 mana of any color. I believe no. It says whenever you tap a creature for mana, and Balin says tap 2 untap tokens. I wonder, would it work if you tapped creature tokens? I don't know the answer to that question. I want to say it still wouldn't work, but I'm not 100% positive. I would guess probably not, right? Yeah, it's got to be an ability with the tap symbol. Yeah, okay. Because you're not actually tapping the creature for mana. You're tapping the creature to activate an ability that produces mana. You're not, it's not considered, well, I mean, it is considered a mana ability, but not in the context of Badgermole Cub, if that makes sense. Yo, any Ouroboros? Can I get an Ouroboros off the top, please? Yo, roid me? I need some roids, man. Go. Just getting cucked by a 1/1. I guess I should have attacked. Alright, I definitely can't beat that card. I don't know. I'll give it, like, one draw step. Maybe if I draw Ouroboros this turn. But I'm probably only going to take one draw step here. All right, rest in peace. Rest in peace, huh? I guess we need the Stormbrood against that, huh? So we'll do Stormbrood and Trim and Ooze. Just mill some creatures. It's not going to work out that well. I think I keep. I mean, it is 6 lands and a roid, but like... Yeah, maybe I should have mulled this hand. 6 lands Ouroboros is... It's maybe where I draw the line. Yeah, there was a rip in play. Rip Bozo indeed. No, the Overlord does not get around Rest in Peace. Because Overlord does not have the word among on it. There are, like, there are types of that effect that do get around Rest in Peace, but Overlord is not one of them. It has to say among the milled cards. Among. I mean, that's good if they don't have a rip. I mean, what are the odds? Streamer said among. Amogus, Amogus, Amogus. I mean, the funny thing is, they don't know where to run now. I'm just going to hardcast Overlord. Like, if they want to hold up nowhere for Royd, I'm just going to hardcast this Overlord, so... you know, I'm okay either way. I'm happy either way. I'm not happy if you have 2 of those. Then I'd be a little less happy. Yeah, that's fine. Ouroboros. I guess if they have another basics, they can go 3rd land, bobble, boomerang, bobble. All right, good beats. Good beats. Or that, yeah. Now we just Overlord. Overlord. Origins is not a bad pickup either. Because we can go Origins and Flashback next turn if they hold up nowhere to run. Let's hear it for New York. Relic. That I'm okay with. Oh, don't have black mana untapped. Isn't that convenient? You love to see no green mana untapped. Well, let's start here. I think I am just going to cast the Origins. I mean, did we cast Origins, or did we just fucking get in there for 3 damage? Probably right to cast Origins, right? Yeah, I'll cast the Origins. It's only 3 damage, right? Does the 3 damage matter that much? Do I want a Stormbrood? Stormbrood's pretty good if they have a Cosmogran Zenith, so I think keeping Stormbrood is fine. Oh, wait, I'm gonna mill it. All right, okay. I should have attacked before playing the Origins. That was definitely correct. I guess that's true, right? It's 3 damage plus getting out the Moltender, so yeah, it's close. I'll pick up Stormbrood. Yeah, there is definitely something to be said about getting the Moltender in play, because it gets pumped by the Roid. I could buy it. Gotta make sure you get the tendies. The streamer said tendies? Tendies right now? I could go for some tendies. Funniest part of recent stream was discovering that Leyland Weaver is an avatar. Yeah, when we played that Golgari Cub deck, when it had Overlord of the Baelmerk and fucking Leyline Weaver, this like random 2-mana mana dork just happens to be an avatar. That shit was pretty funny. Yo, +1 life. Huge +1 life. I mean, I could certainly go for some tendies. All right, don't wrath me, bro. Don't wrath me, bro. Don't do it. I am dead if they have a wrath. I don't know what wrath that Pixie usually would play. I guess they could have the Black Sun. But if they Black Sun, they can only currently do it for 3. So, like, untap land Black Sun, but then I get to keep the Overlord. Yeah, I guess they sometimes have split up. That one would be very bad, yes. I don't think they have split up. Avatar Wrath would be good too. Yeah. They go Avatar Wrath and I'd have 6 mana next turn. Actually, oh yeah, because I can't play the cards for a whole turn with Avatar Wrath. Yeah. Okay. They have double nowhere for the Roid, maybe? Yeah, the sickest part about the Avatar Wrath is you don't even need to, kill anything on the second go-around. You can just use the second one to time it as just a 4-mana time walk. You know? I feel like a lot of people don't realize that. But it can just be a 4-mana time walk, which is pretty sick. Which makes me almost just want to, like, go back to that blue-white deck and just try it with 4 Avatars Wrath. You know? I mean, 4-mana Time Walk is still pretty good. I mean, it's only... I guess I shouldn't say Time Walk. It's only a Time Walk in certain matchups, right? Where if they have, like, a whole bunch of... If they have a whole bunch of creatures in play, then it's, like, a true Time Walk, but... Yo, hear me out, ready? What about Druneth Manifold Mouse? Talk to me. That do anything for you? Is he cooking? I think he's cooking. Sounds awful. Thanks, dude. Way to shit in my Cheerios. I'm just over here, you know, trying to create content for you guys, and that's what you do. You just shit all over me. It's really fucked up, man. It's really fucked up. Yeah, it is rough, buddy. That's what I'm saying. It's very rough. Ooh, combo deck. Combo deck spotted. Combo deck spotted. Something tells me this is not going to be good enough this game. Turn 3 Aang is pretty sick. So this is when they Aang into the other Aang and then exile my Ouroboros and then I'm sad. I could just replay the Ouroboros, I guess. It does reset the counters, though. Man, I don't even know. Play one other spell this turn? I think it's got to be Pollinator, right? I just need more mana. Yeah, I think it has to be Pollinator. And then probably hold up the Tendies. What do you do? When another creature you control leaves the battlefield, transform Aang at the beginning of the next upkeep. Lands have Vigilance, Combat, Earthbend 2. Yeah, no attacks. If I attack, they can chump block and then flip the Aang, which I don't know if that's good or bad for me. But, I mean, this thing flipped kills pretty quickly, right? Because it's... Well, I guess it doesn't kill that quickly. I would imagine the Aang in their deck, the 5-mana Aang, they're probably not flipping it very often, right? I mean, obviously, you know, if they're in a situation where they can, they would, but it's not their main goal to flip it. I'm taking it. Yeah, it's mostly just there as a 5-mana way to find combo pieces. The second one is pretty good, because the second one flips the first one flips the second one. Okay. Well, it's not Doc, so we're not just dead. Targeting Bramble Familiar is kind of weird, isn't it? And they could just do the fetch quest next turn to find the dock. Mm-hmm. Badgermole Cub. Yeah, I mean, if they have dock in hand, I guess I lose no matter what, right? Nothing I can do about that. But we can go Badgermole into Dirge. Right? Badgermole into Dirge for second Roid. Tap this. I like how they floated a white mana. Alright, there's the Roid. So this one's going to be 7-9. Do I want to attack? I guess if they triple block, then they lose their Appa. Yeah, they definitely just have the dock in hand. Show me the dock. Yeah, I don't think they would make this play if they didn't have the dock in hand. Well, they're not just immediately casting it. So I guess that's got to be good news, right? Hold. Pause champ. Pause champ. Pause champion. Okay. That's not a dock. Okay, they can Ang for 2 mana to try and find dock. Again, I feel like this was just worse than targeting familiar last turn, though, wasn't it? Yeah. I mean, the problem is, even if they miss on dock here, I'm still kind of screwed, right? Like, we're not immediately dead to the combo, but I can't really attack with that much. I'm also just dead in the air next turn, you know? Okay. All right, how many blockers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blockers, and I have 7 lethal attackers. The math is not mathin'. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. They get to keep one of their creatures around, which is probably Aang, Swift Savior. And then on the crackback, they only have 7 on the crackback, right? I guess they have 8 if they keep the Crossroads. And then maybe the 2 life can stabilize us, because the 2 life means we're not dead, right? I think. I mean, if they have nothing, maybe this works. Because they do have to block everything, and we can post-combat go up to 10. Because they can only keep one of their untapped creatures. So they have to choose between keeping Swift Savior and Crossroads. And the only way they can threaten lethal is if they keep Crossroads. But if they keep Crossroads, we can just go Origins up to 10, and then they only have 8 next turn. Yeah, like this. Yeah, they have to block with Swift Savior. Which means if they're blocking with Swift Savior, they lose a combo piece, so I might actually be okay. What was the point of flipping? I guess there's no reason not to, right? No reason not to. Oh, shit. Am I dead to flipping Aang? I might be dead to flipping Aang. I didn't do that math. So then I need to hold back one creature? Well, it wouldn't matter, right? Even if I hold back a guy. Because if I hold back a guy, they just have 1 extra 2-power lethal attacker. If I hold back 2 guys, maybe, would then have done it? Yeah, I kind of forget about Aang giving them an extra 2/2 when it flips. But yeah, like, if I hold back 1 extra block, say I hold back 1 extra guy, right? It's the same exact math, but they get to keep this in play. Which means I'm still dead because I can't block this. Right? But I guess I can, yeah, even if I block this, I still take 11. So unless I'm missing something, I don't think there was a way for me to survive there. But I could be missing something. All right, let's try that stuff. Ooze out. Dirge out. Esper out. Let's try that. I mean, that's just what their deck does, you know? Like, sure, they're a combo deck, but their plan B is also really good. Yeah, I guess if I go Overlord, hit Stormbrood to kill the Crossroads, maybe that gets me out of it. That might have been a line. It's not guaranteed to work, but if I hit, then I hit. Stare. Stare. Probably go Roots first, right? Roots into Molt. And then maybe double Insight next turn. Trigger Roots twice. Man, Roots does really pop off with fucking Cub, though. It's rude. I haven't tried the Prowess deck in a minute. I think depending on the last time you saw it, there might be an update to the Aang Ascension deck. I built a version of Ascension with Pixie. And that version was pretty sick. It should be in the Mox field. Guess we have to go Insight for a land here. Yeah, this works, right? So we take land off this. And then we go Exile Stormbrood. Trigger. I think I hold my other Stormbrood and just play Insight, probably. And then this one could take a creature. It's a creature, right? And now we're popping off. Dude, these Black Suns feel kind of weird in this deck. Because it's like, you want to make a bunch of tokens with Roots, but then also you want to cast Black Sun to kill your tokens. Like, I don't really know if I like the Black Suns here. I don't know what's better than Black Sun, but they do feel kind of awkward here. Yeah, let me see if I can find the list on Moxfield. There was a blue-white Pixie deck that we played the other day that was really, really sick. I think I labeled it as Azorius Ascension. Or was it... No, was it this one? Yeah, this deck. This deck ripped. I was a big fan of this deck when we played it. I want to spend some more time on that one. It was like more Momo focused. That deck was sick. So they're holding up Aang. And I have 6 mana. Can I get a Roid? Can I get a Roid? Any Roids? Okay. Boroid. The sweeper from Edge of Eternities. What, the 0-point ballad? So ballad is what? Ballad counts toughness. Destroy all creatures with toughness X or less. That one might be a little bit better because you can make your plant tokens huge and then cast ballad for like 2 and then keep all your tokens in play. That one might be a little bit better than Black Sun. I guess Black Sun's probably a little bit better against like the Pixie decks that are going wide with Boomerang basics. But I mean, it kind of ends up being the same thing, right? For the most part. Ooh. Ooh. That's bad. That's really bad. It's rough, buddy. Well, shit, now what do I do?
That's rough, buddy.
I mean, I have to kill Aang, don't I? don't think I have a choice. Aang must die. And then just hope they don't have another Aang. I mean, they're kind of top decking, right? Like, they can play the mana dorks, but I don't think I cared that much about that. As long as they don't draw another Aang, should be okay. Yeah, we're chilling. So let's go. You ever just Black Sun for 1 here? Is that even good? Black Sun for 1, play a Roid. I don't hate it. Kind of don't hate it. What I like about it is it cuts them off of 5 mana for Aang at the Crossroads. I'm in. I'm going to do it. Because I get my land back anyways. Does your land permadie? No. So the way that Black Sun works with the earthbending is not an ability of the creature, it is a delayed trigger. So Black Sun, like, no matter, even your opponent's stuff too, Black Sun does not permanently kill the earthbending lands. And I think that was intentional, right? Because they didn't want people to just lose all their lands. Because that's like a thing that you can do in Limited with Black Sun and against earthbending. Yeah. The only one that does work is Ultima. But that's because, again, because it's a delayed trigger, it's a trigger that happens when the land goes to the graveyard, but because Ultima ends the turn, the triggers never go on the stack. So Ultima does work against it. What about Summon Leviathan? You think that I know the text on Summon Leviathan? I don't know what that card does. If you told me what it does, I could answer your question, but I'm not familiar with that one. Does it bounce? Yeah, return each creature that isn't a Kraken. So that one does work. Those, yeah, bounce works against it. Wait, so hold on. Leviathan's kind of crazy against Simic, isn't it? I mean, if you could somehow get the 6 mana, it is, but good luck getting the 6 mana against them. Yeah, it is a 6 mana card. Well, you see, if you just ignore the fact that it costs 6 mana, then it's fine, right? How does Kavero Bringer work against Earthbend? They still come back, right? They should still come back, I think. Because they're still dying. Like, it doesn't matter if they're being sacrificed or being destroyed. They're still dying. Sheesh. It's a lot of rizzing. Okay, I've drawn my sideboard card, and I don't know what to name with this card. I'm also considering just not even casting it. Maybe that means I shouldn't have this card in my sideboard. You want me to name Gene Pollinator? What if I named Quantum Riddler? I mean, I honestly think the play just might be Ouroboros. Because they're probably just going to spend their whole turn. They're probably going to spend next turn just casting Riddler, and then I can still just cast the Vendetta the turn after. Yeah, I think I'm just going to cast the Roid. It's got to be Roid here. But this is kind of the point that I'm making, right? Is like if I have Ancient Vendetta in my sideboard and I board it in and I draw it in this exact situation and I still don't want to cast it, why is it in my sideboard? Like it should just be something else, right? Is it even good in this matchup? I don't know. I think it is in theory, but like, I don't know. I thought it was good in this matchup, but it might not be. I'd believe it. Just play Torpor Orb? Yeah, see, I saw a list online that had Torpor Orb in the sideboard, and I didn't really understand it, because it turns off a lot of your own stuff. Right? Like, it turns off Badgermole Cub, Baelmerk, Disruptive Stormbrood. I don't know, maybe that's not enough stuff that it turns off, and it's still fine, but yes, certainly the Torpor Orb would be a lot better in this matchup specifically. Some still just dead. Interesting. That's not good. Yeah, like this is, you know, I can cast Vendetta, but what it's like to what end? You know, like what do I name? I can name 3-mana Aang, but I'm still just dead to the battlefield, you know? This is rough. That's rough, buddy. I think we do this first. Try and maybe hit a cub. It's not a cub. I mean, I kind of have to cast it, don't I? That's rough, buddy. Which one is it? Aang Swift Savior? Aang Taylor Swift Savior? Oh, I should look at their hand first. Okay, 2 lands, that's good. They have 2 Avatar's Wrath, 1 Split Up, 2 Ascension. Alright, I mean, if they have 4 lands in their hand, or if they have 2 lands in their hand, this game is winnable, I think. Because I should... Yeah, everything will be a lethal attacker next turn. And we can kill the Aang at the Crossroads. So, we might be okay. Might be okay. I mean, we just need them to brick, you know? It's fine. What if they simply just bricked? We know they don't have Aang Swift Savior in their deck. Did they not play a land first? Or am I crazy? They definitely didn't play a land first, right? Or did they? Maybe I'm crazy. Oh, because they had this card in hand. Oh, right, they had the other Verge. Yeah, they had 2 lands in hand. Okay, you're right. Yeah, they had 2 in hand, now they have 1. Confirmed streamer is crazy. I mean, I knew that was a possibility, but...
That's rough, buddy.
And now I can't kill the Aang at the Crossroads because they can flip it. Alright, well, things were looking good. Now they're not. Now they are definitely not. I'm deceased. I am deceased. That's a tough one. Some would say that's rough, buddy.